And like, you know, on iMessage, you can see when it's delivered as well. So it was there, and he just wasn't having it. So it's
Can't
there, but it's
possibly
not
comment on that, or
there.
I
Oh,
will
right.
get a punch to the face later. That's what I did.
Wow.
I filled my mug up with water.
You were lying on the show.
Afternoon tea.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? We will be shortly starting the podcast, which has more viewers in the room right now than it ever will on YouTube, which is currently 0.
Who are you and what do you do? There we go. That's what I always say.
Hey.
I like people to introduce
Okay.
themselves.
Okay, hello everyone. My name's Urban Judge, and what do I do? Well, I do lots of stuff. I am a founder and a youth CEO of YouthTV, which I created in 2020, February 2020, and I'm a radio presenter for Bedford Radio, the local radio for Bedford. And recently, from today, I am the operations manager at Wellbeing Media Limited in Bedford.
As of today.
As of today.
There we go. I know we just had a little talk about it. Do you want to give us a bit more information on that, just straight away? What is that?
There's not
What
much
does
I
it
can
involve?
give you at the moment because
is it all
because
a
it's
secret?
all kind of, we're waiting to launch, but there's going to be radio studios, a training room, and a TV studio, which Jacob, you're welcome to come down and visit.
Bound to be in at some point, I'm sure.
Yes.
Well,
And full podcasting studios, which you can hire
is there?
as well.
Oh, right. Maybe a little friend discount on some of those or something.
Possibly.
I don't know. So I want to, your age, you're quite young still and doing a lot at quite a young age.
Yeah.
So how old are you?
Yeah.
I mean, we're basically the same age, but how old are you?
Yeah. I'm 16.
Soon to be 17.
I'll be 17 on my birthday, which I'm not going to say. I mean, it's pretty giveaway, but I'm not going to say on camera. But
it's very
soon. Giveaway.
Very soon.
It's very soon. It's very soon.
So
yeah.
You've obviously just done your GCSEs. One of the big questions I had about that is how do you balance doing all of this stuff outside of also trying to do well in your GCSEs?
Wow. Right.
Big question to start off with.
Yes. So I started YouthTV in 2020 and it was a lovely time. Well, sorry, I couldn't say lovely time then.
Debatable,
it was a lovely time in February 2020. That was a really lovely time. Then March came. It was not a lovely time. And it was challenging because we thought literally, well, it's gone. Like this, it's not happening anymore. But little did we know, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, everything.
Spawned in out of nowhere.
All came round. We won $5,000 from the local police to put on a show, and we did that for a year, and we still do it miraculously. Season 4 is this February.
There we go.
We're currently on season 3, and I've loved every second of it. How I've balanced it with GCSE. So I've obviously done this throughout year 8, year 9, and 10, and 11. So year 9 was okay. I felt like I could go home. I did always do my homework, but at some point I felt really rebellious, and sometimes I just decided not to do it. Like I didn't, and then I'd get up in the morning and be like, all right, I'm not having a detention today. Get it done at 5 o'clock in the morning, which is lovely. And year 10 was a pivotal year for me because we just launched Goldington's Got Talent, which is the school's talent show. And I worked on it very well. And the vice principal, a lovely, lovely woman, Jacqueline Ross, was the vice principal. She's currently head teacher of a local school, so well done, Jacqueline, for getting that job. And she was the one who really pushed me because she was the one who said, right, you've got this, you've got that. I'm going to help you. I'm not going to say don't do it. I'm going to help you get through it. So she did. And then she left. But the reins were taken on by a lovely lady named Leanne Chapman, who worked closely with Jacqueline Ross. And it was a smooth handover. I was able to help. It was able to help me still. And I don't think I would have been able to do Youth TV and that without Mrs. Ross and Mrs. Chapman, really. Yeah. And heavily supported by my music teacher, Gareth King. He was amazing. I never actually got taught by him, but he was a music teacher at the school, and he was incredible, and there's a lovely pastoral lady called Sue Sanger. I don't think she could have got me through it either. I know I'm name dropping right now, but it's good name dropping. And Gemma Darville in the PE department, that's all my name dropping done. But it's the people.
It is the people,
Even though it's the study, it's the people, and the people on my team, Michelle Papworth, Krish Gupta, Alice Lightbody, Harvey Garner, all those people on my team helped me amazing. And most of my team this year did their GCSEs. Last year, Michelle and Krish did their GCSEs, and it was easier because obviously we were in year 10. But Krish and Michelle this year have been taking on the reins a lot, and they are currently the presenters of September's The Show, which is running across the whole month. And it's a new kind of format, and we're loving it. But because at the moment I'm starting a new college, it's Michelle and Krish are taking on the reins. I'm doing a couple of interviews now and then, but juggling GCSEs, it's hard. A take-home tip for you, because I know I've waffled on there, but a take-home tip is go to your trusted adult, go to someone and say, I've got this, I need help. Mum, dad, parent, carer. It could be anyone, teacher, vice principal, principal, you know, all the way down to, you know, a teaching assistant or someone like that. Just go to them, ask them, can you help me plan this? How am I going to do it? Am I going to have to attend after a school revision session so I don't have to? And this is how it worked for me. I went to a lovely woman, another name drop, Danielle Morgan, head of geography. I used to go to her sessions on a Friday night, which was 3:40 until 5 o'clock. That's a Friday night. You don't really want to stay at school that late.
It's true.
We did it. And I got a 6 in geography, which I never thought I would. It's my highest grade, to be honest. I'm not an academic student. I got a 6 in geography, and that's thanks to her and Mrs. Jones, who's my geography teacher. So it's thanks to those two. And it's the hard work. I then went home and did no revision, because that's a revision session. It kicked off right from September 2022. So if your school does it, good. If not, then use that time from end of school till 5 to have revision. Don't have a break, or have a break and then go back to it. It's completely up to you.
So what's your future plans with education? I know you mentioned college in there. What's going on with that?
Yes, I don't think for protection purposes I'm allowed to say where I'm going. I know we had the discussion at the start.
Yeah. I know.
I'm going to a college in London, which is very fancy and bougie. I'm going to be with the likes of Vanessa Sam, Inspiring Vanessa, Max Nilsson House, and also Toby Penman, as well as the amazing new established comedian and presenter Harrison Gunn, who all attend this prestigious college. I'm going to be working with them. Great people, and I can't wait to get started. It's a lovely college. 4 days a week, and I can relax on a Friday, and it's lovely. And I'm going to be studying journalism, so I'm going to be, you know, really getting into the nitty-gritty bits of news and media and the hard way. But that's
I
what
assume it's quite
Jacob.
like hands-on stuff.
Yeah,
actually,
it is.
Like going out and doing it, yeah.
It is, yeah, because the school there is more project-based. It's the less than writing and exams. It's project-based coursework. We have a final major project, which most colleges, little do I know, do. Final major project, and yeah, that's it really.
So should we get on to everything you do? We'll start with YouthTV. You've obviously mentioned a bit about it. Started in February 2020.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
I remember that. What is YouthTV? What are you trying to bring to Bedford? What are you trying to get out of it?
So
do you want to tell the people?
Yes, YouthTV has gone from being a Bedford local media project to being a UK-wide media project. And we're currently an unincorporated organisation. So it's a voluntary run by incredible lady at Groundwork East, Diana Headley, who's the youth manager. And she helps us put this project together. And it still works to this day. So it's functioning well. We have around 23, 24 volunteers, including myself, on this team. And our taglines and slogans have changed during YouthTV. It used to be television for young people by young people. Then we just put television for young people. Then we said a media project by young people for young people. Then we've gone to empowering young people through media, which is the one I'm sticking with.
Yeah.
It's empowering young people through media. And that's that. That literally is all you have to say. Empowering young people through media. We've been doing it since Feb 2020, and it's been going all the way through. And we've mastered lockdown Zoom recordings. That was the tricky thing.
So I know, but just for the listeners, you know, the watchers,
Yes.
what media do you put out?
What media? What for Youth TV? Yeah.
Yeah, as part of UTV, yeah.
So we have the show. Is it's an interview style show, including just cooking features, random cooking features. There is, if you go back to February 2022, so 2 years in, and you see myself and Holly Comparetto cooking cakes, scared. Okay, that is literally, we honestly, as soon as that blender went on, we started screaming. It was awful, but it was really enjoyable. And I mean, I have had a blast on that show. I've interviewed, I don't know if you'll know them at all, but these are legends in television. I've interviewed Becky Jago from ITV News Anglia. She's the blonde lady on our TV screens for regional television. And Fred Dinage from ITV News Meridian, who does How. You know, How. And that programme, I'll show you later, Jacob. Okay. And who does How, and used to present ITV News Meridian. He retired in December 2021, which was a really sad day. But Sangeeta and Matt Till are on there now. They're doing a great job. And another interview, Angela Griffin from who's the head teacher of Waterloo Road, has given us the best support ever. So when I say that, Kim Campbell from Waterloo Road, who was in it right from the start, 2006, when I was born, is supporting our show. It is incredible to have that support. Waterloo Road is one of my favourite programmes. You'll get to know that about me. I'm very a school-based drama person, Ackley Bridge and all that lot. And I think Angela Griffin has supported us heavily. We've also had Dr. Hilary Jones from ITV Daytime, Rhea Hebden from ITV Daytime, and who else? Shaniqua Paris from CBBC Newsround, Graft from Newsround as well. That's all off the top of my head. I must have missed someone because we've obviously had so many people. You know, we've had Fiona Spargo-Mabs, who's the director of director of Drugs Education Charity, Daniel Spargo-Mabs Foundation. We've had local musicians. We have Matty Ram on. We've had Charlie Wheeler, who does all of our TNS, which is the next step, kind of fan theory stuff. That's one. Braden Bent I've interviewed from Sky Kids FYI. He is amazing. He's younger than me and he's a presenter.
That is impressive, yeah.
Yeah, and as I've said earlier, Harrison Gunn. I interviewed Harrison Gunn because I used to listen to his podcast, It's Good to Talk. And it's a plug for you, Harrison. It's Good to Talk on Spotify and Global Player. But I didn't know this at the time. I planned to go to this college. And my cousin was friends with Harrison. So that's how we met. And I met him on my open day and in person. And I knew before I was messaging him that we would do it. And it's incredible. Someone I interviewed who I really looked up to is I'm going to be working with. And that's kind of the wow moment.
Yeah.
Really.
So how do you get these guests? I know you mentioned your cousin and then messaging them. Like, how do you just message them, do you email them? How do you reach out?
Well, I'll tell you, Harrison's was not through my cousin. I knew Harrison through my cousin, but I did have to go through the procedures of agents and stuff. I'm not going to give away.
No, we're not going to give away too much. Some secrets.
My agents and stuff like that. Jacob, you know I'm happy to help you after this. I'm not going to give it out on the podcast. I'll help you after. It's a matter of researching the person. It's a matter. This is to anyone who wants to get people on, maybe to come to an event or something like that. Events are probably paid for, I can't lie. And interviews for me, no one's ever asked to be paid because of what it's for. Usually they will come, celebrities and stuff will come on to promote something that they're doing. Not to be selfish or anything, but that's why they would come on.
That's what they do.
During lockdown it was easy because they had nothing to do. They'd just come on. I think. And it's about knowing the agents. It's before you get to the celebrity. You put that initial inquiry in, you go the extra mile. I do anyway. I go the extra mile to get to know that person. And actually, I know it sounds freaky, but it's not freaky. It's to get to know that person in a professional way. I'd like to work with you on this. I'd like to work with you on that. Can we do some sort of deal? That is how it works with agents.
Yeah. So
It's just a matter of emailing, Jacob. Sorry, it's just a matter of
That's
emailing,
all right.
ringing the offices and just saying, because I had this once, someone, I'm not going to give away I'm going to call them X. They received a phone call from me in the office, and this person had not got back to me at all. I rung them, they answered. They said, sorry, we've been so busy. I was like, fine. Because they do ignore you, Jacob. It's the fact they do ignore you.
Yeah.
They do ignore you. And she said in that office, she said, sorry, 1 minute, to her PA. She says, well, sorry, 1 minute, I'm on the phone to Urban Judge. Her PA went, Urban Judge. Then someone heard the PA say Urban Judge, and it went out in a little loop. I'm not going to go on to that. But because I've been sending so many emails, it filtered out all to the agent's assistants. And it eventually, because I rung the agent, I rung X, he, not going to go into that, but it was a she actually then booked the person.
Sorted it out,
yeah, she did. But it's going through people, Jacob.
Yeah. I know, actually, it's just annoying sometimes when they, like, I've had a few people where I've met them in real life and they're really keen to do it, and they're like, yeah, take my number, take my email, and then you email them and they just ignore you. And it's just like,
yeah,
you should have just told me, to be honest.
I mean, I've never, that's weird actually you say that, because I've never had to do that. I've always, like, I've met them in person and then I email and it's fine. It's just probably because I haven't given too many details away. And then when they come on, it's like, oh my gosh, I remember you. It's quite nice, actually.
Yeah, no, there was this one bloke that I'm not going to say why, but he had like a really good like real life story, and he'd been to like prison and arrested and all sorts of stuff. And I was at like lecture-y sort of thing with him. It's more like a charity lecture thing. And I really wanted him and he was so keen. And then I emailed him, texted him, nothing. And like, you know, on iMessage, you can see when it's delivered as well. So it was there, and he just wasn't having it. So, you know, yeah. You also, just moving on very swiftly from me getting ignored. I think. Let me just check this. The Urban Show, is that right? Is that another show?
So that's my spin-off, which aired when we were recording yesterday on Friday the 1st September. That aired today. I interviewed a certain headmaster at a certain school. And yeah, so it's the Urban, there's loads. There's like three different names for it for some reason. It's the Urban Judge Show, Urban, and the Urban Show.
So
it's abbreviated.
What's the right one?
Them. There isn't.
There is. It's just whatever you want to call it.
You guys, even the short version, my team have done the short version where it's Urb. It's just Urb in the profile pictures. It's Urb, and I quite like that. So there's four technically: Urban, Urb, the Urban Show, and Urban Judge Show. The Urban Judge Show is a spin-off actually from the show. It's not linked in any way because it's done by Urbco, but that's my little baby. Well, all of it's my baby, to be honest, but I'm not one to kind of be selfish and take it for myself, but there's one I really wanted to work on with my team. It was just interviews, because we have so many people who want to come on our show and we just don't have time.
Yeah.
Not we don't have time for them. We just don't have time content-wise, because we've got to. Everything's becoming shorter.
Yeah.
Like, people will probably listen to this walking. Do you know what I mean? They're not going to have time to sit and watch it.
Yeah.
That's why podcasts are so good these days.
It's funny, we talk about this on pretty much every episode about short form content and all sorts. But
the Urban Show is up and coming. It's the first one went out today. You can look at it by going online and searching the Urban Judge Show or Urban Judge Show on Instagram,
or the Herb Show, or
the Herb Show, whatever you want to call it. You know, at this point, it's just going to be you at the end of it, isn't it? A you and a dot.
So another show you've got. Let's just get my notes out. Yeah. Afternoon tea.
Well, afternoon tea. Is right, yes. Afternoon tea, right. So there's been like 3 different versions of the same program.
Okay.
So we've done afternoon tea with Faith before. Faith's afternoon tea. Faith Goncalves is the first person I ever presented with. She's lovely, and we gave her her own little talk show, and it went very well. It did, honestly. It went very well. And Faith became busy, so we then made afternoon tea a panel show with like afternoon tea. That went very well. Everyone started to become busy. Faith then came back and did afternoon tea. And now everyone's very busy again. So it's in the process of change. Afternoon tea is one of our most successful programs alongside the show because it's unique. It's called afternoon tea. You bring a cup of tea, you bring a cake, you bring a biscuit, you bring whatever, coffee if you want it. Faith always has... Right, this is a behind-the-scenes secret from Faith.
Oh, no. Well, we're getting the
Faith
exclusives.
always gets the tea. Faith always gets the tea. I did the last... was February. It was March. We did the show. We did afternoon tea the last March, and that'll be I think that may be the last one for the moment in time being. And I didn't want a cup of tea at this point. I didn't, and it's afternoon tea. So I just filled my mug up with water, mate. That's what I did.
Wow.
I filled my mug up with water.
You were lying on the show. Wow.
Afternoon tea.
I feel like a lot of the fans are going to be quite disappointed at that one.
Oh, guys, right. There's a time and a place for a cup of tea.
And it wasn't then.
And it wasn't then. I didn't fancy it. I didn't fancy a hot drink. It was a boiling hot day. I didn't fancy a hot drink. I fancied a cold drink. Once I've had Fanta in my mug.
Oh, this is a reoccurring problem.
I have Pepsi Max Cherry.
Oh, right.
Fizzy is naughty. You don't know how naughty it is. I have fizzy drink in like everything. It's really bad. And I went to the dentist today and I said my teeth are lovely. So how that's happened.
There you go. Just who knows?
Yeah, but I do the exercise after. I do spin class every Saturday.
That's
a shout. I've got
class?
to do that tomorrow. What is spin class? It's the most painful class ever. All right. So it is. You get on a bike with a load of other people, and you cycle to music, and you go up, down.
Oh, right, okay.
You side to side, and it's the most painful thing ever. It gets it done,
but
and you lose weight.
There you go. If it's worth it, it's worth it.
It's worth it. Yeah.
This research, I want to use my well-researched notes.
Okay, Jacob.
Look at all of these. Look at all of this. Crazy.
Oh my gosh, you need to send me screenshots of those after. That's so funny.
The sentences make no sense. I've just got like Urban Judge 17 ? GA presenter. Who knows? PJ management.
Oh my gosh!
It's just question mark and then it's CEO question mark. If you want to know what the notes say.
This is right. This is me. Okay, right. This is not a lie. UPJ Management Group is for a band called Wang.
I've actually seen Wang perform
live, right?
I think
seen them live?
At Squires. Yes. I think so. And then I was speaking to someone about them as well.
I was in the same. Well, we must have been in the same room because. How did we not?
I actually don't know.
If you've seen them live, we must have been in the same room.
And then I was speaking to the sound engineer that was like mixing.
Yeah.
I think.
Go on.
It might have been someone else, but they definitely were a sound engineer at Squires and they knew who I was talking about. Because it wasn't like on the night. Anyway, sorry, continue. Yeah.
Right. Oh, no, yeah. So Wang, I then managed them and then it kind of grew from... I couldn't do it as Urban Judge because I didn't want to. So that's just UPJ Group Management, to be honest. It's not. It's there. It's there.
Is it part of YouthTV or is it just?
It's not.
It's a different thing.
It's not. No, that's a management group, which represents. We're looking for other people to get on it, but at the moment, just Wang are taking up all my time. It's not even funny. They are amazing. They've had their holiday and they're ready to get back on it.
What does it involve from like your perspective?
So band management.
Yeah.
Band management. It's getting gigs, it's contacting venues, and it's doing everything an agent would do. So now I know how the agents feel when people bombard them with stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's not really much to that, Jacob. There's not really much to management. It's getting them. If it's price, mostly the band will do stuff for free. And that's good because people want stuff for free, but it gets them publicity and exposure.
Yeah.
For the moment, there have been a couple of paid jobs. So.
And then there's also, I had a right stalk of your LinkedIn earlier. I can't even lie, but the Unprofessional Podcast producer at.
Well, you can't talk about that. You can't talk about that.
Oh,
you can't. No, that is two of my very best friends, and they are working on it. It's not there yet. They are working so hard on it.
Okay.
to do a soft launch very soon.
Oh, it hasn't even come out yet.
That's there. It's not there yet. I
It's
can't
there, but it's not
possibly
there.
comment on that, or
Oh,
I will
right.
get a punch to the face later. Sorry, Jacob.
That's
I
all.
can't
No, I was
believe
just.
now,
I was
now
had
you've
a,
looked through my LinkedIn.
I
I'm
just had
scared.
I just had a good look. No, there's some other stuff as well. Bedfordshire. I know you
gosh.
actually mentioned this before. Actually, Bedfordshire Police as well. I
Yeah.
also saw in your YouTube captions. I've linked this all together. Funded by Bedfordshire Police.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on there?
So the early shows were funded by Bedfordshire Police.
Yeah.
They paid us to do the youth show.
Yeah.
So that's what that funded means. We're no longer funded by them, but we work closely with them. But we're not in any way controlled by them. We were never controlled by them in the first place. This is what people get wrong. They think we're controlled by the police. We're not controlled by the police. Police do not control us. The Bedfordshire Police event, which myself and Michelle hosted, was the Bid for Better participatory budgeting with the wonderful Susan Ritchie and Antigua Riley Corian. And it was one of the most amazing things to do. It was working with Bedfordshire Police. It was giving other like-minded community groups money to do the same thing we did, not TV-wise, but in their community. It was the leadership team program that won, and it was so good to work with them. And people see the police as really bad, especially youth, because they think that they're always on their case. You work with them the right way, it's very rewarding. Yeah,
I think.
I'm scared now.
No, I think I'm
The
done.
next thing.
With the LinkedIn bit. Oh no, Bedford Radio. Bedford Radio. I think you mentioned most of this before, I think. But Bedford Radio. You're a presenter?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, Saturdays, 11 till 12. Lunch, the brunch, not lunch, brunch, the brunch time slot. And it's Bedford Radio, local radio for Bedford. Soon, hopefully, to be launching on DAB. And I really have to thank Martin Steers, who's the station manager. I really do. Because he has supported me so much in radio. Because I don't know a thing about... Well, I do now. I didn't know a thing about radio. And I really wanted to get into it. But I just... To be honest with you, at the start, this is not what I am now. I was not interested. At the start, I wasn't interested. Like, I saw this radio station in 2019 when it was first really starting, and I just wasn't interested. Then YouthTV launched. Then the opportunity came around while they were looking for new presenters and volunteers. So I just went for it. And we did an induction session, done all my radio training, and it was fairly simple. And I just can't thank Martin enough, to be honest. He's one of the most down-to-earth guys ever. He's so passionate and enthusiastic, and he has an incredible operations team. He has an incredible team, caliber of presenters, and a group of presenters even, you know, and it's amazing. It's an amazing thing to volunteer for. We get a system to help us do the show, and that's really helpful, especially when you haven't got lots of time. We still want to make it, for the listener, we want to make it like, not sounding in a bad way, we want to make it like they're really enjoying it. So we want to be enjoying it. So I'll get back on a Friday like it is now, and I'll be so tired. After this, I've got to go and do the radio show. I'm tired right now, but obviously I'm talking to you, so I'm fine. After this, I'll go, I will then put on some music, plan my radio show for 5-10 minutes, and get on with it. And by the end of it, I'll go for the final time, and then eventually pop off to bed. But that's the thing. What's rewarding about what I do as a presenter is the energy. The energy as soon as I walk through college. I have to get into college on the train and everything. I'm tired. I've done it many times. I'm tired. I can't talk to people. London, luckily, is so fast moving. I can't deal with slow walking people. Name drop Nan. Not that. No, I'm joking. I just can't deal with slow walking people. So London is very fast moving. I love it. Just get there, get to where you are. No poo, and you can just get on with it. And I walk in the door of my college every day, and it's a breath of fresh air. It's lovely, and it's just go in like you were never tired, and you walk out like you were never tired. Get on the train, you're tired. That's it, really.
Yeah. Have I missed anything that you do? I hope I haven't, because I really did try.
You have done an amazing job, Jacob.
I haven't missed anything.
I love the podcast. I
thank
can't
you.
lie. You haven't missed anything.
I do have a few more questions though, just to
Great. Yeah, okay.
bring it all together.
Yes, go on.
Out of everything you do, there's kind of two questions. The second one might lead to some more. The first one, out of everything you do, management, presenter, everything, what is your favourite thing to do if you had to pick one?
Loads of people ask me this. And I can't answer it, but I'm going to give you an answer. I don't normally give an answer on an interview.
Oh, this is exclusive.
You've been working with me so well, I'm going to give you an answer. And if it was the fact that, as you're a presenter, you rock up, the script's given to you, and you read it off a teleprompter, I would say presenter. But that's not the case. Presenters have to research. Journalists especially have to research their interviewer and look into what it is, everything, like you've done, and you've done very successfully, man.
I did try.
And that's what a presenter needs to do, and you've done it extremely well. And
thank you very much.
That's a presenter. I can do that. I do like management, but I could never choose one ever. If I got a job at BBC Newsround tomorrow, I'm taking it. I will do it. But I was told by someone, a great IT guy at my old school, Tom Smith, and he said to me, never stay in a job for more than 3 to 5 years if you're not happy with it, or if you lose interest in it. And that's because your salary increases. Your pay salary increases with experience, I was told. And I couldn't agree with that more. He honestly, he demonstrated the fact, he said what he's done, and I agree with him, to be honest. And I think, to go back to your original question, I could never choose. If I had a CEO job, yeah, I'd do it. But I think for me at the moment, passion is presenting and really starting to get into it. I don't mind producing and stuff like that. If I'm working on a show where I do this a lot, there's other presenters, like for example, the management. I'm not the face of that. I am literally the assistant. Wang are the face of their band, and I love doing that because they are so passionate. It's working with the right people, Jacob. It's never about what your favorite is. It's about working with the right people at the right time, and if they have respect for you and you have respect for them, it works all in hand. So if I got a CEO job at this point in time, I would turn it down. If it was the right job, I would say yes. Yeah.
Well, I think my next question, you've kind of answered it already. But what is your, obviously I know you're heading off to college, but what is your future plans with YouthTV, radio, all the stuff you do now?
So radio and TV are my plans for the future. I've got a new job at Wellbeing Media, but that will come very soon, and you'll be invited to the launch of that, no doubt, Jacob.
There we go.
And that will be an experience which I'm looking forward to, and I think that will put me in the right direction for the future. I want to help as much as possible in the community, and I think for the future I'd like to be presenting either the news, the local news, the national news, the newsround programme, Good Morning Britain, This Morning, a nice programme which has nice people working on it. And the future really is, I want to be able to give back as well. I do want to be able to give back, and I also want to give opportunities out to other people, which I've been doing all my life, really. Like when I was at school, I'd be the head of this club, the head of that club. I'd be giving opportunities out. Goldenton's Got Talent's one example. I gave people an insight into what it's like to run a live talent show. That show was live. It was a very hard show, but we got through it. And it was amazing. Yeah, it was really, really good. And that's the future plan, just wherever the road takes you.
Yeah, I suppose it's a good motto in life, I think. Yeah, I think that's about it, to be honest. unless
Is
there's
it?
anything
Yeah.
else you want to mention, where people can find all your stuff.
Oh, thank you. Yes, you could. Right, so let's go through the list. Bedford, no, I'm joking. Bedford Radio, Radio for Bedford is bedford.radio. And they're on social media as well. Just search Bedford Radio. Youth TV is youthtv.co.uk. For the show, it's /the show. For afternoon tea, it's /afternoon tea. And for, if you want to contact us, /contact. And that's Youth TV. And you can watch it on YouTube and social media platforms. The Urban Judge Show is kicking off very smoothly, slowly but smoothly. That's the Urban Judge Show on Facebook and Instagram. And I think that's it for the moment. Because I can't advertise for college. Can't do that. But yeah, that's everything. You can find me, UJ on TV, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Everything. Oh,
Everywhere.
sorry, it's not Twitter anymore.
It's X now, isn't it? X, yeah.
But that's a debate for another time.
Well, thank you very much for coming on.
No
and
worries.
Answering all my questions,
Very good.
Thank you very much. And yeah, thank you.